Good morning. All good. So we've kind of been working down through the niyamas, and we're to the fourth one, which is, I kind of like the name. It's called Svadyaya. And Svadyaya means self-study. So it's a virtue that if you get in the habit of studying yourself, it can help you in the rest of your life. And I truly feel like Svadyaya has been more helpful than anything else for me. So let's just try it. We'll start. So find a nice seat. Close your eyes. And just observe as if you're looking at yourself and you were someone else looking at yourself. How do you sit? How does your spine feel? But in everyday life, you kind of observe yourself as though you're watching someone else and observing the way you speak to friends and family, the way you react when plans change, the way you hold yourself when walking, or even just the way in which you get dressed. It all tells a story of who and how you are in the moment. And then when you get good at it, you can say this, you can plan, be intentional, say, this is how I would like to be in the moment. And then you can observe how you actually are and adjust as needed. Please bring hands to heart center. I truly believe that if you utilize Svadyaya, self-study, that you're much more likely to notice the grace within yourself and perhaps within others. Please lower your hands, open your eyes, and go ahead and just stretch your arms up. Just get out of bed. Oh, big stretch. And then twist to your right. Just observe yourself in the twist. Can you stay upright? Can you still breathe? One trick that I use when I'm doing self-study is I like to close my eyes because I feel like I notice better with the eyes closed. Good, and then stretch on up again and switch sides. You're centered on your sits bones and your spine's nice and long. Good, and then stretch back up tall, and this time just fold forward a little bit. Stretch out your glutes and your back, your hips. And come on up. You can just place your hands on your thighs and just do some shoulder rolls. Warming up the shoulders. I have all these little creaks and cracks as I do this and then switch. I think we all do. It feels good, right? Good. And then come on up to all fours and use, if you have sensitive knees, you can use that little knee mat. And then just observe how you place your hands, how you spread the weight on your hands, whether your knees are right under hips. And for today, I'm just going to have you stretch your toes long and then start to move through cow and cat. If you want to close your eyes here, you can get kind of funky with your movements. Pause. Bring your hands forward, one hand width. Curl your toes, lift up to down dog or variation of that. Observe here. Still keep your armpits hollowed out, supported front and back on your shoulders. And then come forward to a plank. And lower down to the mat. You can lower your knees first. And bring your hands nice and wide. Come up on fingertips. And lift to a little funky cobra. Just warming up your shoulders again. You can sway side to side if you'd like. Good. And then push up to all fours again. Make sure you're spreading the weight. Just self-observe. Stretch your feet long. I'm going to have you try this. It's called a hovering cat pose. So you're going to have to round a little bit to feel really connected in your core. And then press into your feet. Lift your knees a couple inches up and hold. Draw your low belly up. Try and breathe. Spread the weight on your fingers. One more breath. And lower down. And take a child's pose. Yourself how you are in child's pose. Where your thoughts go. And then come back up to that position with your feet stretched long for hovering cat. Again, just think rib cage draws back, long back of neck, lift the knees. Pause. Don't stop breathing though. More breaths. And on your exhale, lower down. Now just pause, curl your toes under just to stretch your ankles and feet a little more, and then extend your left arm up towards the ceiling. Little twist. Ask yourself how you are in this position. Observe it. Good. And then come on back down. Stretch your feet long. Really engage your upper back. Press down on your feet. Lift your knees. Hovering cat. It's not really cat. It's just a hover. More of a core workout. And an ankle workout. And a foot workout. Press your toes down. 2 more breaths. And lower your knees, curl your toes under, and this time extend the right arm up. Just see how it feels, if it's better to keep the elbow bent. You can do that. Just notice how you are. Good, and come on down. And grab your blocks. Bring them under your hands. Oops. I'm not sure why I only have one, but I only have one. So you guys get a little break, and then step your right foot up to just on your knees there. You might have to move the blocks up a little further so you feel a little stretch here. And then with the toes curled under, lift the back leg. Just feel a nice deep lunge stretch. This is really good. Lengthen your spine. Observe your alignment. Good. Lower the back knee. Stretch the left toes long and see if you can keep that same engagement in your back knee and bring your hands to your front thigh. And then just kind of rock forward and back a few times, just kind of feeling the pelvis move together. It's not like the right side moves forward and the left stays. Just kind of moving it together, stretching out that hip flexor. Feel your foot really connected. Good. And then touch the blocks again. Bring the right block to the inside of the right foot and walk your right foot wider. I like to turn the toes out a little bit for me, but you're not leaning to the right. You're staying centered. It's just like your right foot's an outlier. And just feel that position. Keep that back leg really engaged. Maybe lower down to your elbows if that feels good. For a humble pose stretch. Hug heel to knee, knee to heel. Couple more breaths. Just observe yourself here. Then come on back up to your hands and just keep your right hand or left hand on the block and sweep your right hand up and open up to a little twist here. If you reach towards the back wall. And then come on back down. Square up. Bring the right foot back in. Lift the back knee. Deep lunge again. Oh, good. And lower the back knee. And slide your hips back to straighten the right leg. You can use your blocks if you need to for a little runner's lunge. Just gonna open everything up on that leg. I promise we'll even it out. Good. Bend back into the front knee. Bring that right knee back and left foot forward. Just kind of adjust where it feels like you're stretched out, but not too far. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee. Deep lunge. Just observe here. I like to move up and down with my heel a little bit just to stretch out the calf. But good. And then lower the back knee. Stretch your right toes long again. Keep that leg just as active as you bring the hands to the front knee. And then just kind of stretching it out a little bit, using your pelvis as a unit, just moving it forward and back, just subtle. Observing. Does this side feel tighter? Maybe. Or does it feel good? And then when you get to a place where it feels like the appropriate amount of stretch, stay for a moment to experience it. And then bring your hands to the blocks. Walk your left foot out, left block to the inside. Keep the back leg active, toes pointing straight back. And if you want more stretch, you can lower to your elbows. And breathe. Keep thinking long spine. Hug knee to heel, heel to knee. You're going to feel better, but the hips stay square. Hip creases are almost in the same plane. It's hard to imagine them in this deepest stretch, but they are. If you like that feeling of being able to observe from a distance, close your eyes and imagine it. And then open your eyes, bring your hands back on the blocks if you're on your elbows. Come upright and sweep the left arm up and open up to that twist. Reach for the back wall if you can. Turn your chest. That's good. And then touch down. Wiggle that foot back in. Curl the toes on that back foot and lift to deep lunge. Good, and then step back to down dog or plank. If you can stay in plank, set your blocks off to the side one at a time in plank. Woohoo! And lower to the mat. And come up on your forearms, hands down. For Sphinx pose, now think long side body, head of the arm bone moves back, and then broaden the clavicles. You'll feel your shoulders kind of really be stable on both sides, hopefully. And then draw your rib cage back a little bit and lengthen up. Let your heart come forward. And even close your eyes here. Feet are stretched long. Just observe. Good. And then relax for a moment. Curl your toes under and press down on your forearms and come up to a forearm plank. See if you can keep that same connection through your shoulders. Observe if you're shaking like I am a little bit. Good. Lower back down. Stretch your feet long, Sphinx. And then come on down to the mat and push back to all fours and find your blocks again. And just come up to down dog or plank and step your feet up to your hands. Or just enjoy a forward fold. If you liked what we did last week, where you press down and away with your fingers and isometrically pull back with your feet, engage the hamstrings and the glutes. Do that and then relax into it. I like to grab my elbows and just kind of swing side to side. And then this is an option for you guys. Bend your knees just slightly. Bring your hands to your outer shins. Yeah. And then see, press in and press out with your thighs. So shins in, thighs out. And then see, maybe you can even wrap your elbows around the shins and bind to get that same feeling of shins in, thighs wide. And breathe. And release. Grab your block and step your left foot back to a deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. And with the right knee bent, make sure your right knee and toes point the same direction. Walk your blocks to the left a little bit. Not a lot, just kind of maybe a little bit further than the left corner of your mat, and then walk them out for a down dog lunge. It should feel really good. Feel grounded through both feet. Yeah. Good. One more breath. And walk the blocks back in. Bring the right block to the outside of your right foot and bring your left hand to your hip. Or if that's too intense for now, you can bring the elbow to the knee. Yeah. And just see. And then turn your belly and chest inward. Keep the right hip crease back. Open up for Parsvakonasana and just extend your left arm here. Yeah, good. And then turn the palm on that hand back and bend your elbows and either bring your hand to your hip or to your low back. So you feel protected on that shoulder. You might even be able to grab your thigh. I don't know. With that hand, if your arms are long like mine. Good. Extend that arm back up. Stretch it by your ear so you feel really nice and long. And then touch down. Turn the heel up. Step back, down dog. extend your left leg, step it through, deep lunge. Ground the right foot down. Walk the block to the right. Just where it feels like a nice stretch and you feel super stable. It's a deep lunge, but down dog lunge is what we call it. Stretch your arms long. Full breath. Good. Walk the blocks back in. Left block by your left ankle. Right hand to the hip. And either bring elbow to the knee or keep the hand on the block. Open up for Parsvakonasana. Can extend the right hand. Turn the palm backwards. Bend the elbow, either hand to the hip, hand to the low back, or reach around and grab your thigh with your right hand. Grab your left thigh. Think long spine. Good. Extend that arm up again. Stretch it by your ear. Nice and long. And touch down. Turn the back heel up. Step back. Down dog. Let the blocks off to the side for a moment. And come to plank. And in plank, I'm just going to try this, see how it goes. See if you can stretch your toes long and come to plank on your feet. Woohoo! And lower down. Good. Now, if that felt good and safe, lift to upward dog. So you got to keep shoulder blades on the back, broaden the clavicles, lift your head, your chest, and then your thighs. It's okay to get your arms straight if it feels like you're able to keep your shoulders, and then lower back down. Ooh. Push back to child's pose. Let your arms relax. Shoulders, wrists, hands. And then come on back up. Grab your block so you're on all fours. And then step your feet up between the blocks. Forward fold. And slowly roll all the way up to standing. See how you're feeling. Stretch your arms up. And bring hands to heart center. And just close your eyes here for a moment and self-observe. Do you have weight evenly in both feet? Does it feel like you're stacked? The weight's in the middle of both feet, and it's kind of stacked all the way up through the top of your head. Good. Inhale, stretch up. You can open your eyes. Exhale, fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back only far enough that you can ground that back heel down. Bring your blocks to a higher height. I want you to just notice the heels and sits bones line up both sides. And then see if you can come up to standing like that. Ooh, yeah. Stretch your arms back and see if you can interlace them. Broaden the clavicles. Only if you feel stable, you can fold forward. You can use your hands on the blocks if you don't feel stable, and allow the hands to come up over. Weight has to be in both feet evenly. Parsvottanasana. Release your hands and step forward. Now let's do that on the other side. So left foot steps back. I don't know, for me, it's about 3 feet, I suppose. I have to turn my toes out slightly to keep everything lined up and to feel stable enough, and then come upright. See if you can keep weight in the middle of both feet. Both heels have to be grounded. Bring your arms back, interlace if that's good for you. Broaden the clavicles, shoulder blades back, rib cage back as you fold. Release your hands and step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down. Bring your right hand to your hip. And if you need to come upright and bring your elbow to your knee, you can. Otherwise, slide your block back so that you feel like your arm and your leg are connected and your front knee's bent. We're going to do Parsvakonasana again. So turn the belly and chest inward. Good. Extend the right arm. Turn the palm back. Bend. See if you can get the hand a little further down your back. Don't wrap it this time. Don't wrap it around your thigh. Just think long spine. Parsvakonasana. If it doesn't feel a little easier this time, hopefully stretch your arm up, stretch it by your ear, and then turn back. Grab the blocks, the back heel comes up, step back, downward facing. Extend the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Round the back heel down. See if you you have connection between your arm and your leg. Open up. Parsvakonasana. Extend the left arm. Turn the palm back, bend the elbow. See if you can reach a little further this time, but keep the spine nice and long and connected. Should feel good on your shoulder. Breathe. Observe. You have weight in both feet. Can you lengthen your spine, keeping the right hip crease back? Long back of neck. Good. Extend the arm, bring it by the ear, and touch down. Turn the heel up and step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Stretch all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. I'm gonna have you try that Parsvakonasana bind one more time, but I'm gonna demo real quick how you can go a little deeper if you feel like you want to. If it felt like that was all you could do, then stay in that one. So it looks like this. I'm gonna do it so my back's to you so you can see. I ground the foot down. I'm gonna bring the block to the inside this time. And still I'm using my arm and my leg together as I come into Parsvakonasana, palms back, bring the hand to the back. And then I'm just gonna dip forward a little bit and see if I can bring this right hand and find the left one. And then I just, once I have that bind, I can lengthen my spine. It feels really good. Okay, so I'll talk you through. It's kind of one of those things, if it's available to you, it feels good because then you have this ability to really lengthen your spine and get deeper into the pose. But if it's not there, it's not there. It's okay. So we'll just try and see what happens. But do try the block on the inside. So inhale, stretch up, get that length. Exhale, fold. Pranam and fold. Step your right foot back, round that back foot down. Bring the left block to the inside of your foot. So the arch side, right hand to the hip. That's it. And then just open up Parsvakonasana. See how that feels. Leg and arm connected. Extend the right arm. Turn the palm back. Bend the elbow, hand to the back. Maybe even reaches to the left butt. I don't know. And then just dip forward a little bit. You have to reach in between your legs with that left arm and then just bend the elbow and see, oh, maybe the fingers are there, maybe not. Oh my goodness. And then if you have it, lengthen your spine and open your heart a little bit. If not, just bring the hand back to the block. It's okay. Oh, nice, you guys. And unwind. Turn the back heel up. Bring the block to the outside. Step back. Down dog. That was good. Go ahead and take a child's pose. Just self-observe for a moment. Sometimes one side will feel different than the other. I don't want you to press that with your shoulders. So if you're not finding the bind, just use the block. And then come on up. And however you want to get there with your right foot forward. You want to do it from down dog, ground the left heel down. Bring the right block to the inside. Your arm and your leg connect and then open up Parsvakonasana. Feel your back foot. Maybe extend the left arm, turn the palm back, bend the elbow. See where that hand comes. And then if you want to try for the bind, just dip straight forward, reach under, see, oh, maybe your hand's there, maybe not. If you can get it, then you can lengthen your spine, open your heart a little bit more. Breathe and release. Both hands back to the block. Step forward, please. Uttanasana. Pick out your head. Come down to a deep squat. Yeah. I'm sweating. I don't know about you guys. And come on down to your backside. Very gracefully. Stretch your feet long in front of you. And just kind of come to Dandasana. So if you need to pull the legs in the sockets too, keep a little baby bend in your knees, press your heels down, get nice and tall. Oh, that's good. You can keep all that action and stretch the legs all the way straight. That's good. And then maybe fold into a Paschimottanasana. I have to remember to draw my low belly up. Keep lengthening. Nice, long, slow, deep breath. Always help to feel better, feel deeper. Good. Come on up. Let's take a wide stance. Inner spiral if you need to. Press the heels down. And same thing, fold forward. If you're ready, you can even reach for your ankles or your feet if that works for you. I like to press on my heels and resist with the heels. It just feels like a nice stretch. And come on back up. Bring your feet together and go ahead and transition to your back. Your knees bent. Just hug one knee in. Your right knee. Let's start with right knee. That way I won't get confused. Just take a few breaths there. Observe. Maybe make a circle with your right foot. Loosen up your ankle. And then do this. Press the knee away from you enough that you feel like you have a neutral spine, and then extend your left leg to the floor. If that doesn't happen, you can keep it bent too. Bring your right knee a little wider. Bring your left hand out to the side and T or cactus. Lift the right foot up towards the ceiling, and your elbow will come to the inside and come to a half happy baby. Should be an okay, yeah, feeling for today since we've done so much of this position. So your right leg's just off to the side. And just play a little bit, maybe straighten and bend the right leg a little bit if that's available to you, keeping the left arm and left leg grounded. Half happy baby. Good. And then let go with your right hand. Bring the foot to the top of your left thigh. So your right foot's on top of your left thigh. Bring your right arm to cactus and then roll to your left hip and just bring the knee across. A little line twist. If you want to, you can bring your left hand on the right knee. Left shoulder attempts to stay down. And turn your head to the right, kind of complete that twist. And then roll back to center. Bend both knees to start. Just hug your left knee all the way in. Make a big circle with your left foot. And then bring the knee away from you enough that you can find a neutral spine. Extend the right leg. Bringing the right arm off to the side. Bring the left knee wider. And then half happy baby. You can find the ankle or the foot that works best. Keep the right leg grounded though. That's the focus. Right shoulder grounded, right arm grounded. And then just, you can play a little bit, just straightening and bending the knee. Just observing how when you focus on something like that, you find more flexibility. It's amazing. Good. And then release that foot with your left hand. Bring your left other, so your left foot comes on the right thigh, left arm comes down, and then roll to your right hip to come into that twist. Turn your gaze to the left if that works. And then roll back to center. Unwind, bring both knees bent. Step your feet a little closer together. Soles of the feet come together, knees open for Supta Baddha Konasana, a butterfly pose. You can bring your hands on your belly if you'd like. That way you can really focus in on your breath. Feel it come deep down. Slowly close your knees. Hug your knees in, roll into a little ball. And then stretch out for Shavasana. Adjust and really ask yourself, what position can I get into to really be comfortable for Shavasana? If it's not laying flat, it's okay. And then just start really paying attention to your breath. Start with your feet. Just relax the soles of your feet. And just feel toes follow suit. Relax your ankles, which you really challenged. Relax your calves and your shins. the hamstrings and your quads. Just notice your pelvis nice and heavy, grounding you, allowing all those muscles and ligaments that attach to it to relax and lengthen. Flex your low belly, your low back, your glutes, chest, upper back, shoulders, arms, hands and fingers. Your neck, your jaw. Your face and your scalp. Just observe one more time, this time head to toe. Noticing, where do you tend to retain tension? Can you really work to relax it? The place you want to be in this moment is just totally relaxed. Whatever you need to do to enhance that feeling of deep relaxation. You get to the point where you really feel like there's nothing more to relax. Just turn your breath, noticing, observing it, going in and out. Maybe you notice surrounding your heart. I count myself fortunate to be my own companion on life's journey. I'm interested by my thoughts and perceptions. I'm conscious of the many gifts I bring to living, my stamina, my humor, my perceptivity, my integrity. I count myself lucky to be responsible for my unfolding. I appreciate my commitment to being personally responsible for the caliber of my life, for undertaking an active role in the quality of my own life. I applaud my ability to act decisively on my own behalf, to seek out persons and activities which are of interest to me. I remind myself that I am lucky indeed to have someone of my own caliber as my constant friend, my loyal ally. Rather than berate myself for shortcomings or imagined flaws, I cherish the many parts of my character which make me a pleasure in my own life. From Julia Cameron's Book of Blessings. I believe Svadyaya can help you to feel that way. Beginning to notice your breath again, just start to deepen it. Begin to move when you're ready. Eventually finding your way back up seated. Take your time. Once you get on up, just take a moment to self-observe again. Bring hands to heart center. I observed how beautiful you each are. So thanks for being here. Namaste. Those of you at home, have a great weekend.